love to start with something really interesting. About 1 year and 3 days ago from today, human history crossed a unique threshold, a milestone. We now have over 8 billion people on this planet today. 25% of them are under the age of 14. So the people calling from Nigeria, you are the future. I hope you always recognize the opportunity in the world that we now live in. Thank you again for the introduction. Thank you for the amazing speech. My name is Michael Ogunsanya. You were able to see my mom and the work that she's able to do through applying education and teaching everyone the importance of STEM. As mentioned, at a young age, the age of 19, I was able to launch an AI startup out of college, focused on the intersection of community, diversity, inclusion, and cutting-edge technology. It all started for me in 2019. In college, which I graduated from, the University of Maryland, I was at an impasse, caught between expectations and my own passions. I was able to perfectly marry them in graduating for my degree in economics. So when we say STEM, let's add another E for economics. So the expectations of me, though, when I first started college, was Michael was going to follow his father's footsteps and become an engineer. My father is a decorated mechanical engineer that works currently in Nigeria, a place I love to call home, and will be back soon enough. Going into college, I saw my classes and I started to find a unique passion for myself. How can I create impact at scale? Caught between that, I knew that resiliency and being unapologetically caring were going to be the skills that helped me get to that point. Something I'll share, and you'll hear some exercises that you can do today, and I'm looking forward to sharing with you on how you can find your unique skills, AKA your opportunity code. So imagine, within 8 billion people, we all have shared experiences. We have families, we have stories, and we have unique perspectives that bind us to our ground and find our footing within the world today. I know for me, my experience in corporate allowed me to create a company based off of that experience within my entrepreneurship class. The goal of the course was to create in a thesis the opportunity to have a business model, the entire business model canvas, and the marketing that you need to launch a company from nothing, from a group of young students into hopefully a fledgling startup within the innovation ecosystem. I had the chance, not only with applying my skills, but being a good overall person, to connect with people who are working on an exciting cutting edge tool, of which I was able to run as CEO and chairman. It was the simple idea, let me not call it simple, but it was the idea of using machine learning, if you all are familiar, as well as AI to integrate within children's phones. We wanted to work with parents that were worried that their kids were being bullied online by creating an app that would analyze text messages in order to pick up on potentially problematic behavior. We don't want to call people out or make people feel bad, but we want to make sure that parents could have a more close tune to their kids' lives, especially as things become more digital. With this idea, I knew that I could not stop. Again, in 2019, ChatGPT wasn't a thing. So we had to go to multiple companies and stakeholders to introduce what AI and its capacity could be to them. From going and piloting our product within our university of over 15,000 students, to later on expanding the product into a tool that helps improve workplace diversity. We traveled across the country. Just last April, I wasn't too far from San Jose, where I pitched my company in front of hundreds in Redwood City as part of Startup Grind. As a young man developing with so many distractions around me, I knew that resiliency would be the thing that takes me to the next level. And through that, I found a skill that helped me break down generational barriers in communicating a clear and succinct point to others. It's called silence. Silence can be a very impactful tool when emphasizing a point. There's a saying that I love: speak intentionally and use silence rather than talking a million words at once and letting your words fill up a room. Again, silence can be a very impactful tool towards emphasizing a point. You see that right there? That's silence. It works well, I promise. Next up is the ability to be unapologetically caring. There's going to be so many distractions and obstacles in your life. Whether you're half my age or 2 or 3 times my age, there's always going to be something that's going to tell you that you can't do what you believe you can do. Being unapologetically caring is the art of being present, ignoring everything else, no matter how much it may feel like you need to change or pivot or based on the other concepts of others. When you listen to yourself and practice one of these tips, 2 of the tips I'm going to teach you today, you'll be able to hear the inner voice in you that's telling you that what you're doing is right, or maybe you should rethink things. If you all would join me, I'd love to do 2 exercises to help you be mindful, as well as practice being present in the room today. Are you open to that? Yes. Yep. Wonderful. All right. So please, everyone, close your eyes. And I want you to start taking, to my note, take deep breaths. 1 deep breath in through your nose, hold, out through your mouth. 1 more, and on this one, inhale good fortune, good opportunity, hold. Exhale through your mouth, negativity, anxiety, stress. 1 more, in through your nose, good fortune, opportunity, hold. Exhale, stress, negativity, evil. Did anyone fall asleep? I hope not. You're all awake, right? Okay, good, good. The second tip I'd love to teach you, especially for the great scholars that are a blessing to us all, is the idea of being mindful. Again, we're seeing so much change within the world today. It's important to know how you feel and not react out of just emotion, but out of a level of thought and patience. Let's practice that same thing. Close your eyes, in through your nose, hold, out through your mouth. But now, imagine an X-ray is slowly scanning from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet. Please keep breathing. I shouldn't have to tell you to keep breathing. In through your nose, out through your mouth. And imagine from the top of your head, are you noticing your forehead is scrunched, causing you to feel irritated? Keep breathing. Notice if your shoulders are tense. That's making you feel uncomfortable, and you can unroll your shoulders down. Keep going. How's your stomach? Are you having any issues, gastrointestinal? And then keep going down. Allowing yourself to focus on your breathing, all the while thinking about how you feel, will give you the chance to notice, are there key things, maybe repeated activities that are causing you stress that you really don't need within your life today? So in launching Mindstand AI, we were able to raise venture capital up to $500,000, employ up to 20 employees across designers, business analysts, and AI engineers. And ultimately, we're able to exit the company as of last year. I'm glad to be here today, working in finance, helping build some of their innovative products as one of the top 10 asset management companies in the world. And I've learned through my journey, and for everyone here is 1 in the 8 billion, there is a unique opportunity code that you have to look inward and find, because that will be the key in unlocking the next journey in your life. The gap will always be there, but how you position yourself to take advantage of your innate superpowers and unlocking your opportunity code will help you cross that gap and help others find their own unique factors. Thank you. Any questions? I know I still have a bit more time, but we'll be glad to talk through anything I can do to help.
Do you have any questions? Yes.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Would you like to go forward? Okay.
Thank you very much, Michael. Thank you for the work you do. I just want to ask you a quick question on how you connect the AI with the AI work you're doing. Because I think I heard you say major or one of your instruments diversity and so I'm a little I'm curious to know how to make that connection and what the outcome is.
I can't unplug it. I can't
Yeah.
unplug. Here.
Yes, I was able to hear you well. It sounds like you wanted to understand a bit of how I connected diversity, equity, and inclusion within AI and what impact did it make on other people's lives. Is that correct? Awesome. And I'm glad to share a story that I incorporate into my pitches. I did hundreds of pitches and I felt like this story could help people understand why I do what I done. In 2017, I was an intern, freshman in college. My first year, I secured an internship at a big engineering firm, just based off of going to a career fair. And this is everyone here, you should know this. Going to a career fair, wearing a nice suit, getting your resume, and please, small, wiggly paper sometimes can make the difference. So I had my resume, I went to a Photoshop and I printed it on fine paper to show these employers that I'm serious about the work that I want to do. I was able to secure this internship and I dressed the part. Every day I would wear something similar to this, a button-up shirt and glasses, and things were going so well. Again, I'm diverse within this company. There's not many people that may look like me, but I knew that my work should show for it. One day I came into work and I wore something a bit different. I didn't wear my glasses and I was wearing a polo shirt and khakis. Mind you, the dress code there was more like t-shirt and jeans. I had a supervisor, a 60, 70-year-old, a white man from Delaware, who didn't really understand inclusion, made a comment that he thought would make me feel good or make me laugh, but it was a bit off-putting. He said, "Hey, Michael, I almost didn't recognize you there. I thought you were like a thug or something." And when I heard that, everything changed for me. The first thing I had to think about is, how do I react? You never want to be called the hothead, just mentioned. You never want to be the person that sits within your emotions, sits in the gap, and doesn't allow yourself to empower yourself through it. I went home and researched within HR, how can I report or communicate these issues? Long story short, I found out within this company and dozens of companies, they don't offer opportunities for diverse employees to have their voice heard. So within Mindstand, we built AI. It was an AI, we can call it a filter that would integrate into Slack, Microsoft Teams, email to analyze the inter-team conversations. Is there a manager that might be using the incorrect pronouns for their diverse team? Are there employees that might not be as open to talking with other employees of a different race or gender? We used that data to create reports about their culture, of which we would work with their HR team and the CEOs to help them. So in our company, in our totality, we analyzed over 400,000 messages, direct messages within organizations. We demoed this technology to Visa, Home Depot, T. Rowe Price, Meta, and more to show them that there is a way to calculate and quantify what inclusion is, especially after 2020 and companies really wanted to make a change.
That's good.
Yeah. Thank you.
Excellent.
Michael, thank you so much for being here and for sharing your journey, your story, your path to success, which are only just beginning. The story you just shared, it struck a nerve with a lot of people in this room. And I just wanted to say that you guys have plans to go further to sort of help the other side, because right there that was implicit bias. Whether it could become explicit, we don't know. That's how judgmental that was explicit. So how do you guys have plans to also sort of help educate and empower using AI those on that other side, so that these sort of occurrences and sort of misinformed, uneducated statements and experiences can be well received?
Yeah, absolutely. The goal is education. We don't just want to call people out and make people feel bad. We know that that won't create a stronger community. At the time, we're in the process actually of acquiring a media company that created lesson plans on how to be inclusive with your language and your overall culture. So right before we, and currently right now, I'm glad to say this technology, the IP, is being incubated by the acquired company. They're actively looking at how they can use this technology into larger companies and partner it within training staffs and others right now. It was the right opportunity for us at the time, and it gives me the chance to continue mentoring other people as well as including VOA Charity. So that was a big goal of us to not only identify the specific issue, but create tailored training to prevent things and nip it in the bud.
All right. Did you get
Good
that?
job, good job. Thank you,
All right.
Michael.
Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you.